Swarajya Samrajya Vibhutiresha Bhavat Kripa Shri Mahima Prasadat Prapta Maya Shri Gurave Mahatmane Namo Namaste Stu Punarnamostu Namo Namaste Stu Punarnamostu Namo Namaste Stu Punarnamostu Namastasmai Sadaikasmai Kasmai Chinmahase Namaha Yadetad Vishwarupena Rajate Guru Rajate Yadetad Vishwarupena Rajate Guru Rajate. Hari Om Tat Sat. Jai Guru. Introspection, about 10 of you have written a little seriously. Rest of it is not very seriously written or... Anyway, it is not the introspection, it is a summary. That is also true. So whatever came to your mind you have written, that way it's good. And I wanted to complete going through all that because that gives an overall idea about your personality as well as what you have gained or not gained. So for me it was very important to go through them. Mostly whatever I can understand from the faces, we can confirm that, or if it is not so, so we can balance it out. So these sheets I have given back. I have not commented anything except in some places small tick and all, so that you understand I have gone through. Commenting and full is not necessary also in this case. Some few are there that we will give later. Now yesterday the last question, I had, because of lack of time I did not reply fully. Is Raman there? Where? Hiding. So it needs more, whatever I said. The question was, shravana, manana and Nididhyasana are the steps. Now, a person having done sufficient shravana and manana could not complete Nididhyasana and the body falls. What will happen to him? What Shastras say about the fate of such an individual? Now, whatever I replied, that was okay, I did reply. But here, we have to understand quite a few important points which will be of relevance to all of you. The first of all, shravana, manana, nididhyasana are all meant mainly for exclusive knowledge pursuit. That is kevala jnana nishtha, which none of us is fit to do, mostly. Because we have desires. What the Shastras say is that taking to the Jnana Nishtha, before that you should have the requisite qualities. So what are they? Sadhana Chatushtaya. That is Viveka, Vairagya, Shamadamadi, Shatka Sampatti and Mumuksha. If you have them in ample measure, then automatically you will be fit for pursuing the exclusive knowledge path. But by and large we are not fit for that. So that is why Bhagavad Gita is so much importance, and it's a revolutionary presentation that it made the same sadhana available to all, not only people who have renounced, who have enough of sadhana chatushtaya like Nachiketa, for others also. Because all these qualities can be grown provided we follow the path of Buddhi Yoga presented in Bhagavad Gita. We say karma yoga, but karma becomes a yoga. To inculcate that yoga attitude, we need the Buddhi Yoga, which is the real definition of yoga in Bhagavad Gita. Buddhi Yoga means it all depends on the understanding. Whatever we are doing, karma, let us continue to do that, but change completely the mental attitude with which we are doing. Always we are doing things with gain-oriented, desire-motivated attitude. That has to be replaced with no gain motivation, no desire at all. We are doing because I have the capacity to do this. There is a need of the surroundings of the society to have the output from me. And as all the natural things are happening like that, my body-mind personality is also a product of nature. It is doing whatever it is capable of. So if we can pursue this yoga in every moment, not in every action, every moment, then that purifies our mind and will make us fit for the Kevala Jnana Nishta, may make. That means the mind will get purified. Even if it doesn't make, it will take us to the same place because of the purity and all. So, we need not always take that for me, shravana, manana, nididhyasana is the way. It is the way in general in the knowledge pursuit, because you have to listen to the truth after all, first of all. Then once you have listened to the truth, your egoistic intelligence is not going to accept it, because everything is ulta. I am seeing all the various forms and everywhere variety and differences, and you are saying everything is Atma. How can it be possible? You are saying that always the mind should be anchored in Atma. Then how can I work? All these are raised by the intelligence. So until the intelligence gets enough of clarity, understanding, it will not be clear to us what am I supposed to do. So as we do, we pursue comparing with whatever Bhagavad Gita has said. It is there in the Upanishads also. Bhagavad Gita is nothing new, but it has presented in an altogether different manner. So, first of all, that our pursuit is purify ourselves, and there is no limit for that purification. As we do, so we grow. The second point is very important. Here in this question, we are considering self-realization as a goal, and doing something one day that self-realization will come like that. It will perhaps, but it is much, much better to consider self-realization as a path, not as a goal. What is the self? The self is something unaffected, infinite, unchanging. So, our Atma is already like that. We don't have to, in some cases I found it written that Atma has to be, Atma cannot be changed. Atma is already like that. Our mind and intelligence are not able to know that our real identity is that. So the change all to be incorporated is in our personality. Atma is the subject consciousness where no change can be possible or we can incorporate. Our mind and intelligence, they have to be purified so that the mind becomes closer to the Atma. And then we know what is the Atma. We know better and better in that place. Now, it is every moment we pursue this sadhana, we should grow, expanse. That where do we start the sadhana? With our constricted self-identity that I am small, encapsulated by the body-mind personality. And where do we end? Brahmatmaikatva bodha it is called. That means I am all-pervading, I am one with the Brahman. That means we have to move from a small, constricted self to an universal expanse self. So what is the process? It is very simple. It is an process of gradual expansion. Whatever will expand our mind is sadhana. And whatever constricts our mind is reverse, asadhana. Suppose by reading the Shastras I become more constricted, we become angry with the people who are disturbing my Shastra reading or who are not assisting me and all, then it is not sadhana. If by doing puja my mind becomes more selfish, more constricted, more desireful, then puja don't do. Stop doing puja. Anything in the name of spirituality is only to expand our mind, taking it from the constricted small identity to an universal identity. That we should remember. So every moment you pursue the sadhana, you feel the expansion. You feel the joy of expansion. You feel the joy of non-attachment, if you say, or vairagya. Vairagya is not touched by anything. You feel that sky-like dimension, the joy of that dimension. The more you do, the more you feel. And you feel so much of joy in doing that you will forget the aim of self-realization. We think of self-realization, it becomes a desire and it constricts us. So when we are actually pursuing the self, then there is the aim, we don't have to think. As you are walking from Kananam to ashram, every step you take towards the ashram, you are coming closer to the ashram. On the way, if you die, you will not reach the ashram, doesn't matter. You have been walking towards the ashram. You have been expanding and expanding. If you die on the way, doesn't matter. You are already fulfilled with your sadhana. The sadhana makes us fulfilled with the joy. This has to be understood very well. Don't put it as an aim. It is an every moment path. The path is joyous. And in the process, you will become self-realized also. If somebody says that, no, you think you are self-realized, you are actually not. Okay, how does it matter? I am already fulfilled with whatever I am. How does it matter whether I am self-realized or not? And somebody says that, oh, you are self-realized. Is it so? Maybe. It is like that. The main thing is to walk on the path and always have the whatever constrictions the mind is suffering from, watch them, find out them, remove them, make the mind expanded. There also, rather than looking for the negative qualities existing in the mind, fill the mind with positive qualities. Because if you always like the vulture look for the dirty things in you, then the mind will be more thinking about the wrong things. So better forget that whatever impurities are there, don't think of the impurities. Fill the mind with noble thoughts, expanded thoughts, pure thoughts. Impurities will automatically go. Swamiji always gives an example that you have a bottle of water, there is some dirt in it. To remove the dirt and filter the water is extremely difficult, but you go on adding more and more water to that. So the proportion of the impurity goes down, goes down, goes down. Finally you won't see the impurity at all, it is pure water. So there is a very practical, real meaning here that by constantly focusing on where I am impure, where I am selfish, our mind remains bogged down to those vices rather than on virtues. So our focus should be on virtues, should be on noble thoughts, automatically other things will be looked after. While sitting in silence, first 15 to 20 minutes, thoughts are less. Then the thoughts of the subject taught by all the three Puja Gurus to enlighten the Brahman are coming, such as developing dispassion, vairagya and viveka. It is totally class-oriented thoughts. Is it good to do manana on the subject or what to do? See, the class, whatever you are studying in the class, dispassion, vairagya, viveka, if those thoughts are coming, it is better than the worldly thoughts. So as long as those thoughts are coming, they will purify us. But that is not really the meditation we aim at. There, you don't have to have these thoughts also. The mind has to only sink down in the self. Actually, the best process is to surrender there. I will come to it, back to it, because other questions are also there on this. So, for the timing in this question, that dispassion, that is Vairagya and Viveka, and whatever we have been studying or listening, if those thoughts come, it is good, it is better than the worldly thoughts, certainly. So the mind becomes, to have those thoughts, the mind starts becoming converged. See, whatever we do in the name of spirituality, functionally it is only one thing, that normally by interacting with the world, our mind is becoming more and more divergent. Because multiple things where some are plus, some are minus, we are attracted, we are repelled. The whole day of activity makes our mind divergent. So any practice that makes the divergent mind convergent on one pointed is supportive of sadhana. Suppose puja, say Ishtadeva also. Why it is advocated? Because at least for 5 minutes or half an hour or 1 hour when you are sitting in the puja room, that Ishta Chinta will converge your mind. Throughout the day you are busy with the worldly thoughts, distracting thoughts. But at least for 5 minutes also you leave the worldly thoughts and think of Shiva or Devi or whatever you are thinking. So it helps to make the mind one-pointed, converge. Now once it becomes really one-pointed focus, that always your Ishta thought is there, then it is only a question of dropping where it is pointing to. Then you are left with whatever you are. You are thinking of Shiva, 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 Shiva. Now you have forgotten the world, everything else is gone. At that point, to have the Nirvikalpa Samadhi or the Brahman or the unaffected, unchanging truth, if just the Shiva is taken out from there, because the mind is not going anywhere, the distraction part of it, Vikshepa has been already sorted out. Ajnana is working through two things. One is covering, another is Vikshepa. Is it not? That we have already discussed, I think. Avarana and Vikshepa. Avarana means covering our real identity, not allowing us to know that we are universal, we are small. To make us think we are small. That is the avarana. That is the basic ignorance. The moment we become small, we start running after things, running away from things, that is raga dvesha starts. That is called vikshepa. So first the avarana is making us constricted, small, and then the moment we become small, we start running around plus or minus, that is the vikshepa. Now in this case, by worshipping Ishtadeva, that vikshepa has been almost fully looked after. You are no longer thinking of your family, thinking of your children, thinking of your job, thinking of your boss, thinking of your employees. All those thoughts have gone. The mind is only thinking of the Shiva or whatever your Ishta. So the vikshepa has gone. But it is still having the covering, because what will happen in this case is your mind will take the form of Shiva, whatever Shiva thought you have. So that is also limited object-like thing. So to break that, go beyond that form, we have to drop Shiva there. That's very good exemplified in Ramakrishna's life story, that he was so devoted to Kali that when Totapuri was a non-dual, he came to enlighten him. So when Totapuri came and they were sitting in meditation, Ramakrishna Dev was not able to get rid of the focus on Kali, because he was so devoted that whatever tribe, and Totapuri got annoyed at one time that, what is this? I am trying for a long time, what is this? And Ramakrishna Dev was repeat whatever is done, finally the Kali comes to him, because he was used to have always Kali Darshana and all, always focused to Kali. It was very, very intensely one-pointed mind that he had, unusually a one-pointed mind. Now it is said there, it is written there that finally Totapuri took, I think from the Homa, he was doing one piece of wood or something, and it hit Ramakrishna Dev's forehead like that. Strongly hit. And immediately, and Ramakrishna Dev said that I cut my Kali's head with the sword, taking the sword from Kali's hand, I cut her throat. I mean her head. Exactly what I cannot say, I may be a little wrong, but these are all described in Ramakrishna's life stories. And then his mind got freed from the form of Kali and he went into Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Now see the fun there, as his mind was so one-pointed. Always in anything he was extremely, we can say almost always in the, according to his own language, ni. Sa re ga ma pa dha ni. The mind always used to remain in ni. So it was so extremely one-pointed that when it crossed the form and got into the Nirvikalpa Samadhi, he was not coming back to awareness anymore. For days he remained. How many days I don't know. It could be 2, 3 or so. Then Totapuri, in the cinema it is shown, Totapuri is walking up and down in front, thinking that ye kya hai? Hame to kabhi aisa nahi hua. Totapuri got surprised that I never had this kind of Nirvikalpa Samadhi. And I was having so much of struggle to put him into Nirvikalpa Samadhi, and when he has it, that he doesn't come out of it, finally he had to do something to bring him back to awareness. Something like that. So, why did I say? Ishtadeva. I was saying that whatever, it is puja, it is Shastra Path, it is Vishnu Sahasranama chanting, or it is serving, everywhere it is to make the divergent mind convergent. That is the first thing. Once that distraction is taken care of, then by dropping that point to which it is one-pointed, we get into the whatever we are, we become whatever we are. You know, it is in Bengal very common that they will have Ashtaprahara Harinama Sankirtana for 1 week or so. 1 week or 10 days, I don't know. One week. 7 days. Ashtaprahara means day and night continuous. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna. They say Hare Krishna first. Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. It's going on in different tunes, and khol, kartal, harmonium, everything is there. Very good chorus. Now, they have a way that it is going on for day and night. Those who are listening to that, sitting there also, they will forget everything. Their mind will be full of that Sankirtana. It will happen for, if you are always quarreling and blaming and all, you will find that in dream and sleep also those thoughts are coming, jamming your mind. Whatever we give to, that comes. In my childhood, we used to go to listen to the conference, musical conference in December in Jamshedpur. And it will go on for 7 days, that is every night, and Sunday it will be day and night. And just after that our exams would be there. But our parents used to allow us to listen to the music, not preparing for the exam. So I still remember one day, it was Ravi Shankar Aligarh or so, it was, I could not miss. So whole night I listened to that. And next day was the exam. So coming back I have to study. So I am studying and dozing off. But what is happening in studying and the sitar and sarod is ringing in my mind. Again somehow getting up, but again that whole music is. So our mind, whatever we feed with, that will occupy the mind. So what they do by that everybody's mind become filled with the Hare Krishna, Hare Rama. And they will start from a very slow pace, that with a tune and a very slow pace. Then slowly they will go up. And then finally they will go to that crescendo where very fast Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, and all the instrumental percussion, everything is going on, suddenly it will stop. And that is the time we have found some people have the trance and all. That Krishna, it is so, they have the vision of Krishna at that time. Why? One-pointedness, but when the one-pointedness was to the sound which was coming. Now suddenly the sound has gone. What will happen to your consciousness? It will be left to itself. The consciousness will be left to itself. That is what the Atma is, that is what the Brahman is, we are trying to explain. So far it was pointing to the sound. When the sound, it is called Shabdanuviddha Samadhi. That when the sound is gone, the mind will be just left to itself what we want to do. But what happens is that their mind is not Samskrita, not educated with the shravana manana or so. They are devoted to Krishna. So when the Atma is about to reveal itself, it takes the form of Krishna. So they see the vision of Krishna at that point. And they are fulfilled with that. They have had the vision of Krishna. Do you get the meaning? Whatever we are focusing on, if that focus is taken away, then the Atma, the consciousness, which is the substratum of every experience, that only remains, nothing else is there. So that should be visible. But because of our prior samskara and all, the form comes. Those who have the other samskara, they will have the other form. I have no form also. So this is it okay? Shakti? Next, can please talk about silent sitting, what it is and how should it be practiced? I have spoken about it yesterday, in detail, what is the difference between meditation and some question was there. Meditation, samadhi, silent sitting and all. Can please talk about silent sitting, what it is and how should it be practiced? So we have this available on video for ready reference. Can you please explain the process, steps of manana with examples so can get some clarity? See, first of all, the first day I explained that silent sitting, you try to become effortless. This is the single way. Effortlessness, the parakashta, the pinnacle of effortlessness is surrender. Is it not? To become effortless in search also. That is the greatest pursuit we can think of. So silent sitting also you can take as being effortless. But those who have mantra and all, them it is different. They will have mantra, whatever their guru has instructed, according to that they will do. And don't go by any stereotype practice. Here we were doing with maybe this Song of the Soul. You can do it if it helps you, you can do it. You can play that takes whatever is necessary for you. Because person to person it will be different. Here because it is a group, we are having a certain procedure. But if somebody sits for meditation alone, it may not be like that. It will be different. But the timing, the condition of the body, everything should be such that we can sit very comfortably, with lot of ease, and try to become effortless. Try to become effortless. So those who have mantra and do meditation also, in Brahma Vidya meditation, the aim is to discover the self. There is no doubt. There are various other kinds of meditation also. Now in Brahma Vidya meditation, those who are trying to do, I always suggest that You do whatever you are doing, maybe 45 minutes, whatever Swamiji has said or so, or 1 hour, or whatever you are practicing, possible depending on your leisure. 1 hour is better, at least 45 minutes should be there. But if you can just sit for 10 minutes or 15 minutes after that, without doing anything, without trying to do anything, that will be very beneficial. You can lie on the floor also. Even if sleep comes, you sleep, doesn't matter. But meditating for 45 minutes, that rest 15 minutes you simply don't do anything. But if anything comes, you simply go on seeing whatever is happening, go on experiencing whatever is happening. But don't try to do anything. Even don't try to become effortless anymore. That is the real effortlessness.
What is meditating, what is not trying to do anything? What is meditating and then not trying to do anything?
Just sit. Whatever we may say in meditation, if it is not fully successful, every day it will not be, some effort will be there. So it is just to put you on ease, that is, you are allowing the body to absorb the sunlight, so to say. Just allow the personality to get a good bath in the sunlight, sort of a thing. Can you please explain the process or steps of manana with examples? See, this is a advanced manana where we were again and again telling that you are looking for to discover the soul, self, your own identity, your own self. So as long as in the meditation, if you look for something, then you won't get it. This is a kind of a manana which is needed. That we should not look for anything, because what we are trying to discover is the self. But to look for the self means you are making the self non-self in the process. Your very effort is self-defeating. Is it not? So this is a manana which tells us that I should not. Everybody has the habit that in the meditation, oh, is it the self? It is not like that. So that manana tells us this is not that. Because we are looking for the I, not for any object. If the self is illumined by something else, then that something else is the I. What is shown, the seen is the inert object. The seer is the reality. So like that it is an advanced level manana, but in any case there will be manana. Manana means you are analyzing with viveka, applying your viveka. That even you are holding on to something. Suppose there are many court cases and all. Say regarding building, common court cases everybody is suffering from. So even at the age of 65, 70, 75, they are running around for the case. So should we not do the manana that what are we trying to have? If I win the case also, maybe I will have one more property which I don't really need. I have enough to eat, enough to take rest. I have maybe already a building is there. But still we don't want to lose the property. And by that what we are doing, our peaceful life we are making unpeaceful, agitated. And the uncertainty is there. You may win, may not win also. Why not leave? No, harna nahi chahte hain. We don't want to lose. Then fight and suffer. You should be ready to suffer also then. This is all manana. Yesterday I had some manana that I told here about the Sangha of Surya, and then if Surya is getting Sangha by staying with me, means I have Sangha. So when I went back, Pranati told me that, Swamiji, you were telling about that you have Sangha towards Surya. I said, yes, I have. But you know the problem of Sangha. Sangha is to be eliminated because we are afraid of suffering. The whole Bhagavad Gita, people suffer because of their Sangha. And Sangha is to be eliminated to avoid suffering. But I am ready to suffer. Because of the Sangha, whatever suffering comes, I feel it to be enriching. Suppose Surya dies, or suppose Surya is suffering, that I have betrayed her. Sometimes she will give a look at me, you too, Brutus. I thought that you were taking me for the walk, you have gone alone and come back without me. The looks, it is also suffering. But I am ready to take all that suffering. I feel enriched by coursing through the suffering. So I don't have any fear about Sangha also. Generally it is Sangha has to be eliminated. But if you can have Sangha and you can course through life. So these are all mananas. So it is a new discovery for me yesterday because Pranati told me, just it put me into that day that Sangha, she is saying, yes, I have Sangha, but I don't suffer because of what is that magic there? Then I understood that I enjoy the suffering. What is there in having the suffering? Prashanta. What is arjavam, straightforwardness quality? There are so many materials, books, ashram, website, thrice weekly Global Gita, satsang, etc. Gopal Gita. No, it is, she has written correctly, Global Gita only. How to navigate the huge amount of materials, which to focus on first. You don't have to navigate through such huge amount of material. Who asked you to get burdened with all these things? Already it is Sunita. Sunita, you are already burdened with your Kalvi Mayam. And because of that you don't come to, because of that you come to SIRD. Oh, this is another Sunita. Whatever. So, in my office, if you see so many books, so many almiras and all. So people, when they enter my office, they think that I am a very learned man. I have read all that. And I have kept all these things to tell you that I have not read any of them. See the amount of ignorance I have. Any of the books, if I had read them, I would have become mad by now. Why should I? I never read my textbooks also in the school. You do, if you are an initiated person, who is this Sunita? You, na? Have you not taken initiation from Swamiji? You are supposed to do only the sadhana given by Swamiji. And whenever any book comes or you feel like, or leisurely you can go through this and get enlightened by that. But that is not part of your sadhana. Part of your sadhana is to do the Brahma Vidya sadhana, whatever Swamiji has given you. Completely focused on that. When you become more or less fulfilled, then you go on reading this book, that book as Vilasa. Or say if you have to teach, then you can read. All these Upanishads and all I have read because of teaching. It is necessary to learn. Global satsang every day I take, before that I read that portion. Then I speak about it. Not to learn, I have read the books. It's not necessary. All the literature, Vedantic slokas have to be used as tools to purify our mind. If you are joyous chanting one, but this is a real case, many people, oh Swamiji, but I have to chant first Vishnu Sahasranama, then Lalita Sahasranama, then Dakshinamurti Stotra. My goodness, if you morning you start like that and then you have to go to the, when are you meditating? After that 5 minutes I sit. It's not like that. Why should you chant all those things? Vishnu Sahasranam you can do as an exercise, that it sets our body into a pranayama, so the mind will be calm, the body will get energized and all. For that purpose. But if you are an initiated sadhak and you are starting your life there, I don't think you have time to do anything else. You should be fully, completely devoted to the sadhana. So Global Gita, the next is Global Gita, because it's a live contact with your Guru. So Global Gita, make it Gopal Gita, then it will be. You are fond of Krishna, na? So this I have done, this I have done. Done. I understood that seeker should practice moderation in everything he does. What should be the right attitude and thought when a seeker is a student or pursuing a career where there is huge competition, so that he or she can do her best? Practice moderation in everything he does. What should be the right attitude and thought when a seeker is... See, whether the seeker is a student or working in an office or factory or cooking in the kitchen, if he is a real seeker, he will do everything to the best of his abilities. He will give 100% to whatever he is doing. He will never think of any competition at all. That she cooks better than me, she is serving Swamiji, I am not able to serving Swamiji. Any thought will not come in a common work also. What about other competition? Somebody is having first rank. Why should you think that? You do your best. Forget about who is having what rank or not. Even in games, you do your best, you perform your best. That is the seeker's attitude. That is the excellence Swamiji talks about. That it is not your results are excellent, but you have been doing it with an excellence in your mind, that I will do always my 100% I will give in whatever I am doing. Does it make sense?
Yes.
Huh?
For example, if a student, I think these days they study for 14, 16 hours, 18 hours. So whether it makes sense, some of them try for IAS 4 times, 5 times, correct? So it's like approaching something, so is it the right way or?
No, most of the cases it is not the right way, but I have to speak to the person to understand. But they are not seekers generally. They are all students only, and wrong students, because they don't study otherwise. They study only for the exam or for competitive exam. That's not the right way of studying. Studying should be for learning, whatever we taking interest in learning. So because of that they remain anxious. They get anxiety, so they are not able to perform best. They will not be able to write to their 100% whatever they know, because they will get upset, nervous, anxious. As a student also it is not the right attitude. Why should we think of competition? We will do our best, whatever we can do. Only one is this. Swamiji, I intellectually understand what is real and unreal, but how do I live that discrimination every moment? Now, whatever we understand first intellectually, we have to think that why am I not behaving according to that? See, the understanding in spirituality, it is a living knowledge. Until we live the knowledge will not be perfected. Suppose you speak about truthfulness, but you don't practice truthfulness, then your truthfulness will not have any power. Suppose we say about vairagya, but we are always not practicing Vairagya. That is what I am saying, the discrimination of a scientist or a physicist will be very high. But that is English discrimination, not Viveka. We won't call it Viveka until he follows whatever he is finding to be the better. They don't. They are indulgent in their lives. So naturally, whatever we are studying or understanding, we have to see how best we can live that knowledge, how we can apply. For that we need not become fools. That Ramakrishna Dev has given, it's a common example, I think, that a person was standing on the road and an elephant was coming. And the mahout on the elephant was cautioning him that elephant is in rat, go away, go away, go away from that. But the man did not listen to him. The elephant kicked him. So then when he was asked that why did you not, so he said that everything is Brahman. So the elephant is also Brahman, I am also Brahman, so why should I run away from the elephant? So then the Mahout is also a Brahman. Why did you not listen to the Mahout Brahman's words? Mahout also is a Brahman. He is asking you to go away. You could have gone away. Being Brahman, you could have shifted. So these are the wrong application of the knowledge. We should not try to apply knowledge like that. If we are doing business, वो पैसा आने से भी ठीक है, नहीं आने से भी ठीक है. ऐसा करने से तो नहीं चलेगा. Business is meant for making money. You have to be having the hisab on your fingertips, and everything you should do is to have the business properly. But it should not be a selfish aim of only owning it. That is altogether different in the attitude. But to do the work, whatever necessary or advice from others, we have to go to it full. While making this Kananam, some of the nights I would not be able to sleep. It was so much in the mind, and we were given to be very frugal in everything. Not that quality will be compromised, but suppose in Kananam the bars they are in the roof. Not a single bar portion has been wasted, because each bar I drew on the graph paper. I put each bar where it is to be cut, where it is to be made, taking the total length. The full diagram I prepared and gave it to the rod bender, so that nothing is wasted anywhere. Here in this room, the tiles you will find that not a single cut tile is there. The same tile on the border goes like this and comes up. It's a full tile. Full tile has been cut there and put as the skirting. This way as well as this way, both way. Huh?
Amazing precision.
But you have to. You want to save money. But I'm not attached to the money there. Whatever we are doing, we will do whatever way we can do the best.
I still remember the amount of time that you used to read.
Huh?
I still remember the amount of time that you used to spend for reading the books before the engineers came.
Books means the engineering books. I had to understand everything. The structural engineer is giving us something. It is not necessary to go for so much of steel in everything. They will give always 1.5 times what you need. Now, in talking to them, I have to be knowledgeable, because civil engineering I did not do. I was not a civil engineer. This Maya is a useless civil engineer. Never could do anything for us. That is there. You can raise your hand. I used to say that if you make bridges, the bridges will fall. So if we have to speak to the engineer, we have to become knowledgeable before that. For that I used to read. Even so many Vastu Shastras I have read. Because, and I know certain fundamental rules because I have understood why the Vastu Shastras we have in India, 4 or so, they are all different in their suggestions. One will say put the kitchen here, another will say put the kitchen there. Like that, contradictions are there. Then I understood that each is written in different region of India. And there the breeze is coming from one side, another place it is on another side. So if you follow the Vastu, that Vastu has to be followed in the entire city. It is not only in your house. Then that is impossible now here because city walas will not, the corporation will not follow Vastu. But the Vastu has to be there, everything is designed, then thereafter road, thereafter the trees, then thereafter something like that, the whole Vastu depends. It's a great harmony in construction, in structure, in living, you can say, harmony of living, how the society can live. It's wonderful. And each is different. Because the places, then I came to the higher learning of Vastus where the other things are there written by somebody, I don't remember now. They are saying that when there are the auspicious rivers, you ignore the Vastu and make the building looking towards that. Say they have given Ganges, Yamuna, etc. Now from childhood we have found that in the Gangetic area we always keep the Gangetic side facing building. The building should be made facing the, or if you have a sea or ocean there it will be facing that. So there you should neglect all the suggestions given by the Vastu and make it like that. Even the kitchen will be according to that going to the another direction which is perhaps prohibited by the general Vastu. Because the sea breeze is coming from that side. If you change the building direction correspondingly, the kitchen also will change. The fire should not come to your body. Suppose the window is over the oven and that side is the wind direction, then it is most dangerous. So we have to do everything in properly. Just partly I take Vastu and then say that because of this all these calamities are happening and all these are all superstition. We have to know the science of everything. The characteristics of Atma is unaffected. But even though I am able to remain unaffected for big problems, I get irritated and affected for very small things. Has underlined unaffected. Oh, acha, in her. Oh, you have already got back your sheets. I have underlined the irritation. I would not understand what does the underlining means. See, the big things, unaffectedness is one thing. What do you mean by the big things? Somebody died or something happened. But to deal with the irritation is every moment affair. When some big thing has happened, you cannot do anything, then looking after that. Other than that, you cannot do anything. Will you get irritated by somebody has developed cancer in the family? Hearing that, we will be affected, but can we get irritated? We will get irritated provided the person is not listening to anything, not taking the medical care or anything, so we may scold. But that also we will not do when we discover that the greatness is there. But irritation comes from small things, which speaks about your expectation. Suppose I am a perfectionist. The whole life will be irritated life. So, because nobody around will be perfectionist. They will do only imperfectly, things will be done imperfectly. Seeing that you will get irritated. So the only thing, just like about Surya, I said, you have to bear with your irritation. That imperfection also. When you rise above that, I am perfectionist, but others are not, so I have to bear with the imperfection. So there you have to deal with each like that. You have to rise to another dimension generally.
Swamiji, does the reverse also work?
Huh?
You are not perfectionist, but you are only perfectionist. So.
Around is perfectionist.
You are not a perfectionist.
Huh.
You are working with people who are perfectionists.
Then who will get irritated?
They will get irritated with but we have to bear with that also.
Anything differences we have to harmonize with the disharmonies. That we have to have harmony amongst the disharmonies, all kinds of. Punctuality. If you are punctual, it is the greatest sin in life.
Please don't say that.
Greatest torture.
Torture, but today I said sin. Generally I use the word torture. What will happen is that when you start not getting irritated by the imperfections alone, suppose you are, I'm just giving an example, perfectionist. Then after some time you will find that you are not noticing the imperfections. So that sensitivity will go to some extent perhaps. If you want you can see, but otherwise you will not be noticing, going around and on.
Nice, that is good or not bad?
You have to choose whatever you want.
But nice, in official environment, imperfections leads to certain other dangers.
That you have to control that you cannot just, you sack the people there, you have the option of sacking. They are not like the ashram. You don't have any option of sacking people here. Swamiji, Krishna speaks about moderation and restraint, but he seems to have lived a life of extravaganza. Dancing, fighting, loving. How he could do it? Could you please help list 2 or 3 qualities Krishna had to live that kind of a life? If you want to live that kind of a life, then there is trouble. Was it his ability to suffer, just like you had mentioned? Yes, both. See, that is why the saying is that you follow whatever Rama did, but you listen to whatever Krishna said. Don't try to follow whatever Krishna did, because it is a transcendental dimension. Krishna was a person who had identified with the Brahman in very childhood. He had 2 gurus. One is the normal guru, that is Sandipani, and the other one? Where did he get his spiritual Sandipani perhaps? The other guru was? Nobody knows. He had 2 gurus. Anyway, so his dimensions are in all the activities. Some are exaggerations are also there because it is mostly in Bhagavatam, Purana and all. But without exaggeration also, it is not an usual dimension. So we should not try to follow what he did. But we can try to understand what he did. Suppose, can you imagine a person who was so great and who lived such a glorious life that because of his glory, his progeny became rascals? Because they were taking pride in हम उनके बेटा है, उनके grandson है. Just like politicians' children also often they become like that. Reflected glory. So understanding that nobody knew about it, when the story is written like this, the Brahma asked him to come back when he was 120 or crossed, or 125 or so. He said that, yes, I have done everything. It is true what you said, I have done all my work, but one great job is still left for me to do. My progeny has become very proud of my glories, and that with that they're destroying the whole society. It's like the sea overflooding the country. If I leave, then in my absence they will completely destroy everything in the society. They will be destructive. So my job is to destroy my own clan, then I am free to leave. And he did it, that pravasa and all. A person saying that I have to, because they have become glorious, they have become proud of my glories, and they have become they have become poisonous for the society. I have to completely eliminate them and then I will go. Is it not something great? That dimension. Why did he have that? Generally, these are two aspects of a knower. In Rama's case, you will find dukkha and dukkha alone. He was suffering. He took to suffering everywhere. Whereas in Krishna's case, he was always smiling and joyful everywhere. Both are fine. But Krishna's case, everybody will like, because everybody wants to become joyous. Huh? We have to, the whole purpose of the war was to establish righteous rule on earth. So for that, whatever to be, they had to kill their own grandfather and their own teacher from whom they have learned their archery. So nothing will be usual in such cases. So once you have to win the war, then whatever to be done you have to do. Others were also cheating constantly. You have to cheat. Others were also cheating. They cheated even before that, the burning of the wax palace and all, they were trying to kill them. So suppose it is sort of almost like going to the way of punishing the criminal. Although it is not so, it is a war. But the purpose was to establish the righteous rule. For that, those who were for the righteous side was only 7, and the wrong side was 11. So you have to take to various means to do.
Swamiji, it's like eye for eye, kind of.
Not like that. It is not with that attitude that anything was done. It's with a far, far higher dimension that this was done. Nowhere there was any selfish motive. It was for the society, whatever they did. There lies the difference. It's not for our own gain, selfish gain. That even with karna and all, it has to be. Karna also took to various wrong ways.
As of the Maharshi Upamanyu.
Upamanyu. Tell me, it's 5 minutes there. Can you read out?
We have one question from Dr. Swarna in Malaysia on our live stream chat box. Swamiji, is Vichara and manana the same? How do we do Vichara while we do manana to get the clarification to stay with the truth?
How do you do?
Vichara while we do manana to get the clarification to
No,
stay with
Vichara is only a special kind of manana. Vichara means, definition wise, nitya vastu viveka. That Vichara means viveka, it is nothing else. That discriminating between what is true and what is not true, discriminating between what is ultimately auspicious and what is apparently pleasant but will take us away from the auspicious, that is shreyas and payas. This is the Vichara we always have to do. This is manana only, but it's a special kind of a manana done with respect to the Vedantic truth and untruth, that's all. The two are same. While doing manana, Vichara, that question doesn't come. Vichara is a kind of manana only. It is applying the buddhi, we are analyzing the situation. So we will stop. Anything else? That day that we thought that where from that Sarvayonim and Nirvikalpam. It is a Pathaveda. So I have finally in the handout we have given both. So the Sanskrit portion was taken from one book and the translation I did looking into another book. The two versions are there. So it is, both are correct, but we have given as Pathaveda, means the difference in different publications. Prabuddham vimuktam vikaraadihinam prasannam sada nityabodhasvarupam param nischalam nirgunam sarvarupam bhajeham sadanusmarami pranomi. Vimuktam vikaraadihinam prasannam sada nityabodhasvarupam param nischalam nirgunam sarvarupam bhajeham sadanusmarami pranomi. Anyway, I think the sessions went well is what. Particularly I liked the chorus chanting of everybody. Maybe some are still not harmonious, but it is on the whole, overall it is very encouraging and enlivening.
Swamiji, one suggestion is they want to do one round of the chanting.
Oh, that should have been done.
They have their books. They can chant.
You have the...
Everyone has Atma
Atma
Sudhana,
Sudhana.
page 10.
We have just that much time, so... Just the shlokas, no? No. Will do? Tapo yajyadanadibhi shuddha buddhi virato nipade pade tuchha buddhya परित्यज्य सर्वं यदाप्नोति तत्त्वं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि दयालुं गुरुं ब्रह्मनिष्ठं समाराध्यमत्या विचार्य स्वरूपं यदाप्नोति तत्त्वं निदिध्यास्य विद्वान् परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि यदानन्दरूपं प्रकाशस्वरूपं निरस्तप्रपञ्चं परिच्छेदहीनम् अहं ब्रह्मभृत्यैकगम्यं तुरीयं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि यदज्ञानतो भाति विश्वं समस्तं विनष्टं च सद्यो यदात्मप्रबोधे मनोभावातीतं विशुद्धं विमुक्तं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि निषेधे कृते नेति नेतीति वाक्यैः समाधिस्थितानां यदा भाति पूर्णम् अवस्थात्रयातीतमद्वैतमेकम् नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि यदानन्दलेशैः समानन्दि विश्वं यदा भाति सत्त्वे तदा भाति सर्वं यदा लोकने रूपमन्यत् समस्तं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि अनन्तं विभुं निर्विकल्पं निरीहं शिवं सङ्गहीनं यदोङ्कारगम्यं निराकारमत्युज्ज्वलं मृत्युहीनं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि निमग्नः पुमान् स्यात् अविद्याविलासः समस्तप्रपञ्चः तदा नः स्फुरत्यद्भुतं यन्निमित्तं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं माहमस्मि यदानन्दसिन्धौ निमग्नः पुमान् स्यात् अविद्याविलासः समस्तप्रपञ्चः तदा न स्फुरत्यद्भुतं सन्निमित्तं परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि परं ब्रह्म नित्यं तदेवाहमस्मि. Actually, there is another shloka which is generally called the Phalashruti. That means if you chant this shloka, read this with sincerity and attention and all, you will attain the Brahmapada, something like that. That I have not taken up.
In the internet they showed 9 of them.
It is called Ashtakam, 8 at the main, then there comes some Phalashruti. Generally it is always like that.